Very good evening and welcome to this special broadcast which we are bringing to you live from the lovely view of the Marine Drive behind me in Mumbai. The scene of intense drama, political drama and of course emotions that played out outside the NCP headquarters today. A 72-hour drama of which in fact continuously you also saw on your screens when one of the tallest leaders in the politics of this country, Mr. Sharad Pawar, the leader of the Nationalist Congress Party, decided to hang his boots. And what followed was speculation whether he did this on a whim. But people, those who know Sharad Pawar, know one thing for sure. Sharad Pawar doesn't do anything without having multiple plans and options behind that move. And as the journalists today, in fact, in Maharashtra, when I was speaking to them, said, whatever Sharad Pawar does, he never speaks about it, and what he speaks about is never done. That's the way Sharad Pawar is known as in the politics. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, as it was all somewhere possibly scripted to the T, the resignation, emotional outburst, and what happened today when a committee met in the morning with scenes of supporters outside, one emotional person going across in self-immolation bait. That's the kind of reverence that Sharad Pawar has among his supporters. Young people, those who are not from his generation, those are the kind of people and the scenes that we saw outside the NCP office today. That brought one very important question. Is this how Sharad Pawar has sent across a message? A message of who's the big boss of the NCP as far as the Zamini Karyakarta, the people on the ground, the worker on the ground is concerned. And this message has resonated not only across his rivals, political rivals, and of course the allies, but largely more loudly within his own party. We'll try and decode that, but let's first take a look at how the events unfolded of the last 72 hours, culminating in Mr. Sharad Pawar taking his resignation back at 5 o'clock this evening when he met and addressed the party workers.
Ajit Pawar आणि इतकी वर्ष संधी मिळाल्याच्यानंतर आणखी विमुक्तच्या समाजाची भूमिका मी कधी घेणार नाही. आणि त्यामुळं तुम्हाला अस्वस्थता कदाचित वाटेल, पण मी राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्षाच्या अध्यक्षपदावरून निवडणूक व्हायचा निर्णय आज घेतलेला आहे. हे जरी असेल,
considering the appeals made by all of you and honoring the decision of the committee constituted by the party, I am withdrawing my decision to retire. Even though I am continuing in the post of President, I am of the clear opinion that there has to be a succession plan for any post or responsibility in the organization.
Now, two pictures I want to play out for you, ladies and gentlemen. One, of course, on the day when Mr. Sharad Pawar had resigned, and the one where he took back his resignation in 72 hours, this U-turn. Now, the day when Mr. Sharad Pawar resigned, there was emotional scenes in that auditorium where, political leaders from his party, the workers were crying, telling him to take back the resignation. There was one man in that entire crowd who was telling everybody to keep quiet and accept that decision which was taken by Pawar Senior. That was Mr. Ajit Pawar. Today, when the decision to roll back the resignation was taken, that man, and that very important man, not only for the Pawar family but also for the politics of NCP, Ajit Pawar, was missing from the scene. In that context, 5 very important things were said today by Mr. Sharad Pawar. Let me very quickly reiterate those things for you. Number one, Sharad Pawar said, though he's continuing as the president, but there is, of course, a need for finding the political the transfer of the power, the next generation political leadership, and he's going to work towards that, find new leaders as far as the party is concerned. Number two, when he was questioned on the absence of Ajit Pawar, he said not everybody is present here. And Ajit Pawar was part of that committee which unanimously decided today in the morning that Sharad Pawar needs to continue as the president. Then he went on to say, on a question being asked, because there were rumors, murmurs about whether Ajit Pawar wants to break away from the NCP and go to the Bharatiya Janata Party, he said, if anybody wants to go, no one can stop them. But the party is united. Subtle messages being sent there by Sharad Pawar. Two important things that he said in the end. That Ajit Pawar somewhere had an inkling that this kind of a decision is going to be taken because he had discussed it with Ajit Pawar. And that's the reason why he was the only person standing there in that auditorium asking everybody to accept Sharad Pawar's decision. And in the same breath, what followed was also quite interesting. He said Supriya Sule was in discussions, was offered to become the working president of the NCP, which she rejected, which she did not agree with. For political analysts, these are very, very important markers. And we'll discuss all those markers. But very quickly, before that, before I introduce my panel, Ajit Pawar has also put out a tweet now, which happened about just a half an hour back, that he has put this tweet out, in which he has said, I welcome the decision of Honorable Sharad Pawar to continue as the national president of the Nationalist Congress Party. He has taken this decision on the insistence of all of us and caring of his age and health. We should take more responsibility in the future. He also then goes on to say Sharad Pawar appeals to work with the unity and more vigor to strengthen the NCP under his leadership. And this positive decision, we all have started to work together. Important that it took about 3 hours for Mr. Ajit Pawar to even respond to what had happened. Let me very quickly to discuss the implications of what has happened today. Has Sharad Pawar stumped Ajit Pawar once again, along with his political detractors, his political opponents? Let's discuss that and whether this is the last chapter. Mr. Clive Castro is joining us. He's the spokesperson of the NCP. Last chapter in this succession war, to say, of the NCP. We are also being joined by Jayant Manikar, senior journalist from Maharashtra. Dr. Raju Wagmare, spokesperson and general secretary of the Congress Party, is joining us. We also have Dr. Syed Zafar Islam, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, former BJP member of Rajya Sabha. Thank you so much to all our guests for joining us. Clyde, I'll start with you. Your party was the focus today. Why was Ajit Pawar not there? People are still saying that somewhere this entire thing looked a little scripted. What happened in the last 72 hours?
You know, we as a party and we as a cadre of NCP begin to realize that Ajit Pawar ji has become like a TRP sensation for all the media channels. You know, you use Ajit Dada's name and you get a lot of TRP. Fair enough. I mean, you can use his name. He's our leader and he's a very popular leader for that matter. I have to tell you one thing very clearly. He was there in the office in the morning when the whole panel that was assigned by Mr. Pawar to work on the future plans in case he does not withdraw his resignation. Then later in the afternoon, he was part of the group that went to Mr. Pawar's house and conveyed the message that, listen, we have passed a resolution that we would want you
you say that he's the poster boy for the media for TRP, but he put himself in this position. No. When at 4 o'clock in the morning he would go and stand with the Bharatiya Janata Party, then of course the murmurs are not going to leave him. Even on the day when at that auditorium there were people who were not ready to listen to him, he tried.
So you just Ankit, you know what, you said something very nicely. What you said that Mr. Pawar had said that he discussed it with Ajit Dada, and he knew what was happening. So he just played his part as a party cadre who knew something, and he worked.
I'll tell you one thing. No. If Sharad Pawar would have told you, listen, hold on.
You're in a hurry.
No, I'm not.
You're not allowing me to finish.
No, I'm not. Okay. I'm just asking you.
Okay.
Ajit Pawar is also a party man. You are also a party man. If Sharad Pawar would have come to you and said, Clyde, I want to resign, your reaction would have been, sir, I accept your decision, let's go ahead with it. Or your reaction would have been, sir, I don't want this, because every other person in that auditorium except Ajit Pawar was saying, take your decision back.
You have to look at it from the perspective of the relationship between Mr. Ajit Pawar and Mr. Sharad Pawar. Besides being a member of the party, there's other relations that come in. So this is duty bound to do certain things. And I think he played the role of an elder statesman there, and he did a very good job. We are all very proud of Ajit Dada Pawar, the way he conducted himself. And let me finish. You didn't allow me to finish. He was part of the group that went to meet Mr. Pawar and conveyed the message to him at home that, listen, we would want you to continue. This is the decision of the cadre.
Right.
This is the decision of everybody. And just till about half an hour before the press conference, he was there with them, and he's a very busy man. You want, you can check his itinerary.
I understand that, but optics are very important in politics, and these are major optics. But let me tell our viewers, let me tell our viewers, these are live shots which you are seeing right now coming in of Mr. Sharad Pawar reaching Pune. He is accompanied, I believe, by other senior leaders of the party as well. We are getting some shots of Mr. Ajit Pawar as well. So Sharad Pawar, very, very interestingly, and even his detractors would agree to the fact that one thing that he has done with this entire 72 hours, whether he is going to remain the president or not, is he has once again stamped that he is the big boss of the NCP. The kind of emotional scenes that we saw among the workers, that he holds the key to the grassroots workers. Just give me a second. These visuals, in fact, are playing at this moment. But, Clyde, let me just get first comments in from our guest as well, the other people, those who are waiting at this moment. Jayan Manikar, Clyde was saying that Ajit Pawar is a very busy man, and, he can understand that if he was not able to come for that press conference. But don't you think the NCP, when it says that, all of them were together when they went to Sharad Pawar's house, well, Ajit Pawar was left no option. He couldn't have been the odd man standing out, even if he didn't want to.
My friend, he is bound to say like that, but he should not. I mean, the problem is this, he cannot accept that Ajit Pawar was unhappy, but the fact is, Ajit Pawar was unhappy. Actually, he wanted that he should be in that position, which he could not, and that is the reason he was unhappy. If there is any marriage or any ceremony that is taking place at home, and if one of the person is absent, that is obviously he is angry. So Sharad Pawar, when Sharad Pawar was announcing his decision to withdraw the resignation, and at that time if Ajit Pawar is not present, that clearly shows he was unhappy. And my friend Clyde will never accept this. It is because he is a part of NCP, he is a part of NCP, he is the NCP spokesperson, so he will not be able to accept it. But it's a fact that it is said that water, blood is more thicker than water.
Okay.
I have to say that real blood is more thicker than cousin. And here, Ajit is a cousin. And that is the reason, all the problems, because cousin blood is, Sharad Pawar has simply preferred his daughter over cousin, and
so basically you are saying that, you are saying that a new season of the succession war is on the cards with Supriya, with the succession not being decided at this moment. Supriya Sule, Ajit Pawar, there is still a lot of fire being there. Quickly respond to me. I have to go to Science first.
Quickly on a lighter note, what I want to try to tell you is that the last few weeks I've been doing a lot of debates, and I've been hearing a lot of people talking about what is in Ajit Pawar Saab's mind or Mr. Sharad Pawar's mind. It's like a new episode of The Mentalist, like mind readers, and everybody knows what is happening. And I'll give you an example. I was talking to somebody on channel there, and he told me everything about what is happening here in Mumbai. So I asked him, were you in Mumbai a few days? Were you at YB Chauhan? Said, no, I'm in Delhi. But he knows exactly what is happening in closed doors. So people are, talking about this is what Ajit Dada Pawar is thinking or Mr. Pawar is thinking. I find it very amusing. But the fact of the matter is,
I can understand you will find it amusing, but there are people, those who have dedicated their lives studying politicians like Sharad Pawar, so at least they have a thing or two to say. But hold on.
And reality is different. And people got to believe that.
But that's for the NCP to decide.
Let's go to reality.
Let's very quickly. Let's very quickly go across to Syed Zafar Islam, the BJP spokesperson. Dr. Islam, initially your party said, this is just an internal matter as far as the NCP is concerned. But most people in Mumbai and in Maharashtra would agree that if there were two people, those who were watching what was happening in the NCP and with Mr. Sharad Pawar very, very closely, it was Ajit Pawar, and the second person was Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, sir. Why with so much interest?
Well, again, I will reiterate that it is an internal affair of national NCP. But having said that, when you are in politics, you do watch the development taking place. An evolving situation is something which is important for any political party, and particularly people like Mr. Fadnavis and his stature is someone who had been the chief minister of the state will definitely watch the evolving situation in NCP. What is wrong in that? I mean, there is no harm in watching the situation because it brings it brings some kind of a situation for anyone, opportunity or
No, nothing is wrong, sir. We are also watching, but the problem, at least the problem that most people will point out is that for the Bharatiya Janata Party, there is history of BJP fishing in troubled waters. That is why the BJP is standing and looking with binoculars at what is happening with the NCP and Mr. Sharad Pawar's residence. That creates a lot of curiosity because you have already at 4 o'clock in the morning done some sort of a business with Ajit Pawar in the past, sir. So is there still some hope for Mr. Ajit Pawar with respect to the Bharatiya Janata Party?
It is very unfair to make this kind of statement that we were actually looking for an opportunity. But having said that, we are a political party. We had formed the government. We have been cheated by another political party. You know that the Uddhav Thackeray group. They have cheated us because we fought together, and unfortunately, he was misled by Mr. Pawar or anyone else in the opposition camp. But as a political party, we will always look out for opportunity to serve the people, and I see absolutely no harm in looking out for an opportunity to serve the people. Having said that, it is an internal affair of the NCP, whether somebody is attending the press conference, not attending the press conference, somebody is taking the resignation.
Do you think if Ajit Pawar comes, if Ajit Pawar wants to come to the BJP also to serve the people, BJP would be open to it?
See, it is a hypothetical question, but I can say in one line that anybody who share the common ideology, who share the passion to serve the people, who is willing to work for the betterment of the state and for the people of this great country, always welcome such people, irrespective of whether who is he, whether it's X or it's a Y.
A lot of people will say that you have done business with people who do not share even a shred of your ideology, but that's what politics does. But Clyde, tell me one thing. You were hearing what Mr. Zafar Islam was saying. He's saying it's an internal matter. Why should we be worried about? Was the NCP worried that what happened to the Shiv Sena with Mr. Uddhav Sena? Were you worried? And is that why Mr. Sharad Pawar had to do this entire political move that he had to make? That it could have happened with the NCP as well. There were rumors that Mr. Ajit Pawar is going with 20 MLAs.
So you just said the word rumors, right?
Yeah.
So there were rumors. They were actually rumors, nothing else to it. We are never worried. We were not worried. We still are not worried about anything. We are a strong unit together. Mr. Pawar decided on something. He said that, I did not anticipate the outpour of emotions the way I knew there would be emotions, but not this kind of emotions. And after looking at the outpour of emotion, he decided to, withdraw his resignation or, the decision that he took to step down. But the thing is, we are never worried. We are never worried about all the rumors that have been spread by Ajit Dada Pawar because we know, and Ajit Dada, you're going back in the past and saying things about what happened in the past. A few days ago, he said this. He said that I'm going to be with the NCP and I'm going to be working for my cadre till the last breath. So we trust him, we believe him, and NCP. Now, your next question, I know because a lot of anchors have been asking me this question. Let me tell you one thing very clearly. NCP is together with the Mahavikas Aghadi. We are never going to go with the BJP, and we are a strong unit, and we are not worried. We are not afraid.
My next question was something different.
No, because all anchors are asking the same old question. So, I'm used to this tape. So, you can ask me the other question.
So, can I now ask you the different question? I am not among those anchors.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, one other politician who did the same thing was Mr. Balasaheb Thackeray. Resigned, outpouring of a lot of emotions, and he took that decision back. Are you seriously telling me Sharad Pawar, the man who's known for having A plan, B plan, C plan, and plans even behind them as well, just on a whim came out and decided to resign? Nobody, Clyde, trust me, nobody believes that this was not something which was not scripted from the word go to now.
No, he said that. He said, I give it a lot of thought. I wanted to step down to, create some kind of room for a succession plan, create a new cadre. He said all those things, so there's nothing hidden. He said that. But what he did not realize, let me finish. What he did not realize, he said, I knew there would be emotion, but he did not realize that, everybody together is going to put their foot down and say, no, we are not going to accept it. So we have to give him the benefit benefit of the doubt, and we take it from there. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C can happen.
Jen, Clyde would say it. He has to. Do you believe that Sharad Pawar resigned?
1 minute.
Sharad Pawar resigned and in 72 hours took the resignation back. It was not part of his plan.
10 seconds. I'll
It
tell you
was
what you asked
definitely a
Mr.
part of his
Jayant
plan.
Anybody.
It was an orchestrated.
They are not going to accept
and
anything that I
what
say
you-
because they are not part of the party.
You will not accept what
So-
they will say. So,
so
let me
exactly
let's
the
listen.
same thing.
Let's listen to him.
No
Let's
point.
listen to him.
Because let us say the way you gave the example,
Go ahead, sir.
Balasab also did the same thing, and he resigned and then withdrew the resignation. But whom he had resigned? There was a question. Whom he had resigned? So the party which is founded by Sharad Pawar, whom he had resigned, and who will take back his resignation? Who will succeed? The person who said that let him go if he wants to take rest. You accept his will. He was nowhere when Sharad Pawar announced that I am withdrawing my resignation. Read between the lines, Mr. Clyde. You will not read because you are part of NCP. We as a journalist may be sitting from Delhi to Mumbai anywhere, but we are
I don't want
bound
you
to
to
read.
tell me, Mr. Mankar, to read between the lines. Your summation of things is different from the kind of things that have happened. So I don't need your
That's all
advice
right.
to read
That's
between
all
the
right.
lines.
Let's-
I know what is happening.
Okay,
You need
okay,
to
okay.
stop giving me the advice of reading between the
Right,
lines.
right.
I
Come
don't
on,
need
come
your
on.
advice.
You have the advantage of standing next to me, so let's not bully our other panelists into not hearing them.
I don't need
That's
anybody's
all right. That's all
advice.
right. He has his point of view. You have yours.
He keeps saying that I won't say this, I won't say that.
You have your own
No,
point of view.
yeah, so let
3
him-
minutes. Let's not waste time. Jan Manikal, one more question before I go to Syed Zafar Islam. When Mr. Sharad Pawar says that Supriya Sule was offered the post or discussion was made on whether she should be the working president, is that Sharad Pawar giving out a signal on his succession plan that she is going to be the president after me?
Obviously, the braid has not turned. Hakri Firavnar. No, Sharad Pawar did not turn the braid. He actually wanted that the braid should be cut in two. That is, at the central level, at the helm of number one, she should be Supriya. As I said, real blood is more thicker than cousin, and the remaining part to Ajit. You know the three people that Sharad Pawar, Supriya, and Ajit. Mr. Sharad Pawar is trying desperately to avoid the clash between uncle and nephew, which had happened between Thackeray and Munde family, as we know. He is desperately trying for that. And Clyde will get angry with me, but the absence of Ajit Pawar or Sharad Pawar's press conference is extremely serious. It is just like that. During the family function, one of the family members is...
Okay, I just want a word from Mr. Syed Zafar Islam. Syed Zafar Islam, very quickly, when Sharad Pawar says that he will continue with the MVA, is that somewhere more worrying for the BJP if there would have been some sort of a change and the MVA not coming together? Because Sharad Pawar actually is the glue which can hold this together. Now he is still at the driving seat. Is that a worry for the BJP for 2024 Lok Sabha elections?
Not at all. We are not overly concerned about MVA because on the ground we know that we are very strong and we have people's sympathy. We have delivered when we were in power. But what is more important for everyone to see that Mr. Clyde is very excited. But all I want to tell him that don't get overly thrilled because it may be short-lived.
So, sir, hold on. What are you trying to say? That the BJP, there is something still at the, you have an ace up your sleeve?
No.
Something could still happen?
Yes.
No. All I'm trying to that why he's filled with joy. I mean, like he's jumping, overly excited. These are all decisions which has been taken and the thing has changed.
Why are you thrilled? Mr. Syed Zafar Islam is clearly saying that it can be short-lived.
I'm not thrilled or excited.
Are you taking as a threat from the BJP?
No, I'm not thrilled or excited, but I'm finding it very funny that, I can see that Mr. Zafar Islam is getting a little nervous about a lot of things that, Pawar Saab has taken back his resignation, the MBA is strong. So his nervousness is finding me to be, thrilled or whatever, but I don't know, I don't see myself being thrilled. I'm happy today. Let me tell you one more thing. I'm happy today that our honorable leader, Mr. Sharad Pawar, whom we really revere, like you use the word revere.
Yeah.
Okay, he's taken back his resignation. He continues to be our president. So yes, I'm thrilled in that aspect. I'm very happy today that we have Mr. Sharad Pawar back as our president at the helm of things.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you. for a fascinating and a lively discussion. But, I have been saying this since morning while I'm signing off. But if most of you are thinking, why should Sharad Pawar, party based in Maharashtra, why should we be talking about Sharad Pawar and having a discussion around that? It's an important, if you are a student of politics in this country, Sharad Pawar and the way he is known to do things which possibly other politicians cannot. Coming together of Shiv Sena and Congress was one of those things. That is why it makes him a very potent politician, and he will be important in the scheme of things, not only for MVA in Maharashtra, but also for the national politics. And that's why it's important to discuss what happens in the NCP. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.